The iPhone 14 Pro looks like two different phones. The back is almost the same as the iPhone 13 Pro, except for the bigger camera lenses. The front is new and cool. It has a dynamic island instead of a notch. It has a stainless steel frame and a matte glass back. The screen is very strong because of the ceramic shield. The iPhone 14 Pro has a stunning 6.1 inches screen, and it also supports 120 Hz. The colors are so vivid, and the brightness is amazing even in the sun. The screen can adjust to different refresh rates to save battery. Watching movies on the iPhone 14 Pro is awesome. The screen makes everything look so good, especially games with bright colors and smooth animations. The iPhone 14 Pro has an awesome triple camera setup. The main one is a 48-megapixel lens that can take amazing photos. The ultra-wide camera also got better with a bigger sensor. The telephoto lens is still 3x, but you can also zoom in 2x with the main camera. Another cool thing for iPhones this year is the photonic engine, which makes all your photos look better in low or medium light. It uses Apple's Deep Fusion tech to bring out more details and colors in your pictures. The selfie camera can now autofocus, and it has a faster aperture, which means better selfies in the dark. Overall, this phone has awesome cameras. Apple is always best in terms of recording videos. It can shoot up to 4K at 60 FPS. But the coolest thing is action mode. This is like super stabilization for video that makes your shots look smooth and steady, even if you or your subject are moving fast. Apple says you don't need a gimbal anymore when you use action mode. The iPhone 14 Pro has the new A16 Bionic chip. It's made with a 4-nanometer process and has 6 CPU cores, 5 GPU cores, and 16 neural engine cores. It can do a lot more than the previous generations. It's a super powerful phone that can handle anything you throw at it. This device comes with 3200 mAh battery. You will be impressed by how long the battery lasts. You can take tons of photos and use it lightly for a couple of days without plugging it in. The only downside is that it still charges at 20 watt with a cable and 15 watt with MagSafe. The iPhone 14 Pro is not just a smaller version of the Pro Max. It has the same powerful features and upgrades that make it stand out from the regular iPhone 14. The Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra got some amazing changes from last year's model. The phone has a titanium frame instead of armor aluminum, which feels nicer in your hand and won't get scratched as easily. It also has a cool texture that catches the light. The edges are less rounded so you can hold the phone more securely. The screen is flatter and has less space at the bottom, which makes the huge display seem even more impressive. If you're looking for a phone with an awesome screen, you can't go wrong with the S24 Ultra. It has a huge 6.8-inch AMOLED screen that can change its refresh rate from 1 Hz to 120 Hz depending on what you're doing. That means it can save battery when you don't need it and give you a smooth experience when you do. The screen is super sharp and clear, and you can make it even sharper by changing the resolution in the settings. The S24 Ultra also has the brightest screen of any phone right now. It can go up to 2,600 nits. That makes it easy to see even in bright sunlight. The S Pen is what makes the Galaxy Ultra phones special. It's tucked away in a little hole on the left side of the phone. You just push it in and it pops out a bit, then you can grab it with your fingers. The phone keeps the S Pen charged when it's inside, and it also reminds you when you take it out or forget it somewhere. The S Pen can be used for notes, drawings, or other stuff. There's a button on the side that does different things like taking photos or changing slides. The phone has some apps that work well with the S Pen like Smart Select, Samsung Notes, and Air Actions. But Samsung hasn't added anything new to the S Pen this year, which is kind of weird. The S24 Ultra is a beast of a phone, thanks to the special Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 for Galaxy chip that Qualcomm made just for Samsung. It has more juice for the CPU, GPU, and NPU, which means it can handle anything you throw at it. Plus, it has a huge vapor chamber to keep it cool and fast. The S24 Ultra has 4 cameras on the back. The main one is 200 megapixel and takes super sharp photos. There's also a 12 megapixel ultra wide, a 10 megapixel 3x zoom, and a 50 megapixel 5x zoom. The cameras are great. They take beautiful photos in any light, with lots of detail and color. They look as good as the ones from Apple and Google. The selfie camera is 12 megapixel and also takes nice photos. The portrait mode looks more natural than before. The S24 Ultra can also do some cool tricks with AI. You can remove or resize things in your photos with the Gallery app. If you like taking photos at night, you'll love nightography. It's a cool feature on the S24 Ultra that uses AI to make your night shots look better. It gets rid of some of the noise and makes the details pop out more. The colors are still vibrant and realistic. You can also record videos in 8K at 30 FPS, which is super high quality. The videos look sharp and clear, with natural colors and good stabilization. The Galaxy S24 Ultra has a big battery that can last for a long time. It's a 5,000 milliampere battery that you can charge fast with a cable or slower without one. You can also share some juice with other devices that support wireless charging. We tested the battery by watching YouTube videos non-stop with the screen brightness all the way up. The S24 Ultra kept going for 14 hours and 10 minutes, which is pretty good for an Android phone and better than the S23 Ultra from last year. We also checked how fast the battery charges with a 45-watt charger. It took about an hour and 20 minutes to go from empty to full. If you want an awesome Android phone, you can't go wrong with the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. It's got everything you need: a stunning screen, a speedy processor, a long-lasting battery, and amazing cameras. The Galaxy S24 Ultra is not cheap or small, but that's the price you pay for having the best of the best. Trust us, it's worth it.